Hey guys, we had a couple of questions that kind of fall into the same category, so I thought I'd treat them together in one bigger video. Question number one, can you dive with a cold? Question number two, should you ignore minor ear pain when diving? And question number three, what can you use to clean your ears before, after, obviously not during diving? All right, so first of all, let's have a little look. If we look at the ear itself, and we have the eardrum here and the eustachian tube, okay? So we talked about our little video on equalization, what the eustachian tube does, what the eardrum does, how that works on the way up, how that works on the way down. Now, first thing to bear in mind is if you're diving with a cold, you're going to have mucus in the eustachian tube, yeah, which means that you're reducing its volume. It might also be inflamed, yeah, red, sore, swollen. Again, the problem with this is that it becomes very difficult to equalize. Now, you might be able to get air in, but what if you can't get it back out again? That is called a reverse block. So if you refer back to our equalization video, we talked about what happens when we come up and there is a positive pressure in the inner ear coming through back out the eustachian tube. On the way down, obviously, we create that positive pressure by equalizing. Now, let's say you can make it down, but you can't make it back up again. That's called a reverse block. So that means that you have now a bulging eardrum here, and it becomes very difficult to ascend again. Okay. Now, there's also another option here. The other option is that you can't equalize on the way down. And this is something that happens a lot to professionals chasing students down, being made to work with a cold because they're being told that if they don't turn up, they're not going to get paid, etc., etc. And the following symptom occurs. I went down, my ears hurt, suddenly there was a pop of relief and I was fine. But now after the dive, I have water in my ear. So this is the eardrum bulging inwards and the vacuum created in here that because you can't equalize, it's blocked. What happens now is you have little blood vessels bursting and the inner ear fills up with blood and pus. And that's the water in the ear that you're feeling, which will almost always lead to an inner ear infection and could lead to ear damage as well. So that's the ear. Then we have the sinuses, okay? So sinuses, we don't really equalize. They should equalize by themselves. You have them at the top of your forehead here. You have them underneath your cheekbones here. And if you've got a cold and the sinuses either can't equalize on the way down or they can't equalize on the way up, you're going to get a very, very bad headache. All right, it can also result in a little bit of blood in the mask, etc., etc. So, can you dive with a cold? Yes, you can. You can take decongestants, but they might wear off. Again, then resulting into a reverse block. Should you dive with a cold is perhaps the better question to ask. My answer is no. Don't do it. It's not worth it. The sea isn't going to go anywhere. The wreck isn't going to go anywhere. Just, you know, especially if this is your career, you're going to hurt your ears. It's going to become a problem. Okay. Should you ignore minor ear pain when diving? Well, it kind of depends. Well, the simple answer is no, you shouldn't ignore it. The more in-depth answer is what's causing the ear pain. So it could be that your eardrum is bulging out, yeah, because you have a reverse block. It could be that it's bulging in because you have a blocked eustachian tube where you can't equalize, in which case you should just abort the dive and come up nice and slowly. There's another reason as well why you could have minor ear pain. It could be that you're having an ear infection. And the salt is eating away at the redness in the ear. So if you've got an external ear infection, that would certainly be sore. You might feel temporary relief by having the water in it, but then it gets worse afterwards. So simple answer, no. Don't ignore it. Try and figure out why it's hurting. Hey guys, so if you enjoy watching these videos and you're either wanting to be a diver or already a diver, and you're kind of stuck for finding some quality training, give us a shout. If we can't help you ourselves, we can certainly point you in the right direction somewhere in your area. There's a little link below that if you click it, takes you to a little contact form specifically for training. So fill in what your current level is, what you're looking to do, and we'll get back to you straight away and hopefully point you in the right direction. See if there's something you can do about it. If there's nothing you can do about it, then don't continue diving. What can you use to clean your ear? Okay, well, I use 3 different products. Let me write them on the board for you. Product number 1 is hydrogen peroxide. Okay, now I hear people at home going like, "Oh my God, don't you use that to, to bleach your hair?" Yes, but we're only going to use 3 to 4%. Yeah, very, very low concentration. It's over the counter. You can get it from most pharmacies. Buy it in a little bottle. Make yourself a couple of little dropper bottles and put it in there. Okay. Um, product number 2. It's rubbing alcohol. Okay. Product number 2 is vinegar. So the 3 ingredients here that we've talked about, you've got the vinegar, which basically goes in after the dive, changing the pH balance in the ear, creating an unpleasant environment for the bacteria so they can't grow. You got the rubbing alcohol, which dries out the ear nice and quick. Again, moisture in the ear, warm moisture in the ear is a pleasant environment for the bacteria. By drying it out quickly, you're giving it you're giving the bacteria no chance really to thrive as such. And then the hydrogen peroxide, and I have to stress this, in very, very low concentrations, basically bubbles away, does 2 things. It removes some of the debris that might be in there. It dries out the earwax a little bit so you can remove it, shake it out. But it also helps any inflamed skin heal quicker. Yeah, it's used in a lot of medical professions such as dentists or otherwise cleaning wounds. You can combine 2 and 3, but I would keep 1 separate. Yeah, most over-the-counter stuff will have these as their active ingredients anyway. Okay, guys, great questions. Any more, just keep them coming and we'll put them on a video for you.